accept the nominations for Public Relations Chair. My name is Leila Saure, and I'm a first-year business and marketing major. Being both Filipino and Nicaraguan, my connection to Filipino culture wasn't always strong. I took a chance with PAC, and it's given me more than I could have imagined. My roommate's my best friend in my community. I will forever be grateful for the first year of PAC, and I hope to pass this to members next year. So why PR? As a marketing major, it's the perfect opportunity to gain experience with promoting and connecting with others. But beyond that, I have a genuine passion for the position. Shadowing Jazzy last sem was a core memory for me. I loved everything about it, especially the rewarding feeling after. I enjoyed rewatching my own stories. I felt proud of myself when Jazzy approved my stories. It established my confidence and made me want to go for the position. One moment I'm especially proud of is when I pitched the theme Us, I'll show here, for our PAC turn takeover and designed the flyer, which you can see. Watching a small idea turn into a full week of creativity that everyone loved was incredibly rewarding. In high school, I had a crochet business where I promoted myself using Instagram. A small hobby became a small business that reached farmer markets and places nearby. I had hands-on experience in creating content, writing engaging captions, and handling outreach. I recognize that PR can be a challenging position requiring time, energy, and consistency. To combat this, I plan to block specific times of the week dedicated to the position and stay organized with a set posting schedule. I also want to create templates like this, for example, for the fundraisers, for things that need to be rushed. Of course, there are issues that I can't prepare for, but I'm committed to staying open-minded and flexible, especially when it comes to working with historian. If elected, I want our Instagram to reflect who we are as a club and share our story. I want it to be a bridge connecting current and future members while showcasing the heart of PAC to Long Beach community. I want to use this position to highlight our members and give them a space where everyone feels seen and connected. As far as appearance, I envision a more consistent page like this one. While I understand it won't be perfect due to other parties submitting flyers, I'll do my best to maintain a steady theme over what I can control. I also want to utilize PR chair as a support system for all aboard, whether it be designing flyers, brainstorming and hyping up events, or just being someone to lean on. I believe PR can be more than a position. It can be a way to give back to a community that's given so much to me. Lastly, if elected, I would also like to put a little more focus on the pillars in a way that still incorporates all of our viewers. For example, I'd love to add culture and academic lessons to our story for those that miss Gen. My goal is to carry forward what past PR chairs have built while incorporating my own personal creativity to produce content that feels real. I want to show the hard work and lighthearted laughs behind the scenes with more edits and mic'd up events with historian. I want to shift the focus of retelling events to a more interactive platform by introducing Gen member segments on the PAC story. I want to incorporate more of One Nation by attending their events and producing content like interviews. I want to utilize my voice as PR and my creativity to uplift others. Thank you for your time and for considering me. This is more than a cabinet position. To me, it's a chance to give back to something that changed them.
So first question will be from your friend, Jazzy.
Okay, so fall semester is going to be the busiest semester, obviously, as PR, as you already mentioned. Let's say I'm going to give you like a handful of events, and I want you to tell me how you'd go about making the flyers, communicating with people in charge of it, and posting it. So there's AKA Social 1. Let's say there's a like a fundraiser at Chipotle, an announcement about FG, a Gen meeting that week, and then study nights.
Can I write that down?
Yeah.
I can see it.
AKA Social 1, a fundy, an announcement about FG, a Gen meeting, and then study nights.
Hey, that's fall.
AK Social 1,
Yes. A fundy,
Bundy,
FG announcement,
FG.
a Gen meeting,
Okay.
and then study nights, or 8.
Is it all in the same week?
Let's say it's like 2 to 3 weeks, but you're told about this like at a CAB meeting, and then you have, let's just say these are upcoming like in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so first off, before I say how I would post it, my initial reaction would be to reach out to whoever on board is covering that side. For example, Fundy, that person's treasurer or assistant treasurer. For example, Gen meeting, whoever's hosting that event. For example, FG, I'd reach out to sports, and my first thing would ask them about the information they want, and then also if they would even want me to make the flyer, if they want to make the flyer. So, and then from there we can talk about it. But let's say I have to make all the flyers. Say it's rushed. For the fundraiser, I already have that one taken care of. As like, I want to keep the common theme of using the receipt. I just have to copy and paste and change some colors around. As far as the other ones, I really just have to take a day where I sit down and just get it all done. Because I know if I spread it out, I might not, I don't want to risk not having something done on time. And then all I have to worry about is when I'm going to post it. And as far as when I'm going to post it, can I have a second to just organize it?
Yeah.
So the first thing I would post would be FG, just because even though that one's most likely going to be a later event, I want it to be out first so that people have time to submit whatever they need to pay, whatever needs to be paid. Because say it's sent out the week before, the weekend before, it's not enough time. And then the next thing I would do is that Saturday of that week, I would post the Gen meeting, and then I would also post the fundraiser later. And then I let a couple of days pass. Study nights is usually on Wednesdays, so on Monday I post study nights, and then that Wednesday I would repost study nights, and then I would also repost the Gen meeting the Gen meeting. Or can I go back to Tuesday? I'm gonna post about the AK social. And then since they haven't seen anything about the Gen meeting being reposted, I would repost again on Wednesday and also repost about the fundraiser. And then I'd also send out another repost later on in the day about the AK social just to remind them. And then throughout the entirety of that, I'd also be posting just certain videos or clips that I from that event. And then in the captions, usually for a Gen meeting, I would also, for example, like this one, in the caption for this one, I also mentioned the fundraiser, or I believe I did. If not, I would mention it just because they do happen together.
Good job. Next question before.
Which pillar do you see yourself working with the most, and how will you make sure that all the pillars are equally represented on the Instagram?
Me personally, I think that I would be working the most. It would be two. It would be culture chair, just because I mentioned or I wanted to bring back the traditional aspect of the Filipino culture. I want people to look at it and scream, "This is a Filipino club." So I wanted to just include a little bit more of lessons from her, and then also of course academic. But the way that I would also work with her is just pitch an idea to her, let her take her creative, and then work with historian to record it and post it. And then the next person that I would also closely work with is social, the social pillar, just because they're the person that is very loud and outspoken and probably most likely has a better connection with Gen members than other pillars, in the sense that they have to speak to them. So another goal of mine was to introduce more Gen members on the story. So through doing that, I'd probably have to work with her to even reach out to the Gen members themselves.
Thank you. Questions open to the floor. Anyone? Bro?
Can you give us a sample theme for Meet the Cab and like how you would go about like detailing it or designing it?
So one idea that I do have, I have multiple, but I guess an easy one to explain would just be like having a Hollywood theme. And then I also talked to our possible historian about this. We already have an idea for Meet the Cab, but for more of the process of it, we want to have some kind of cinematic video, like where it pans out to like actual cab members, and then it blurs out before we even get to see their face. And then the introduction to the video would be something tying in. For this example, I would say like a movie, like red carpet themed as well. The way I would show the actual cab members would be like a candid picture of them, like how celebrities have. But I think it would be really funny if they were doing something really random, because it is taken at retreats. So like if they're literally just eating noodles or something, like I just think something so random would be so funny. And then the next slide where it does show their information would be like a famous birthday style, where we can get to know them but still have it tie in with the theme.
Anyone else? Questions? I have a question. What is one thing you didn't like how this position was ran this year, and what some ways you would do differently?
So as far as that, I also touched on my speech. I think there were two things, because I did speak to Jazzy about this, where she had me think about things that I would do differently. My first thing would be I wanted to be less focused on recapping and retelling what happened at our events, because obviously I want to keep that aspect of it, but I also want to introduce having like more interactive posts, for example, polls, or just having the Gen members on the story themselves and having them interviewed, or maybe having the Gen members mic'd up. I just feel like this will make them feel a little bit more connected, just because as a Gen member myself, seeing myself on the story, no matter how blurry or small, it made me happy. And then another thing I would do is the consistency of it. I know it's difficult, it's like to keep it an overall theme, just because there are outside people that are sending us flyers. So like, for example, we're working with someone, they send us a flyer they want us to post, we can't really change it. Or for people that are doing their own events, the theme isn't always gonna be the red, yellow, blue color. But one example I had, which you can see on the Instagram, was I did an example of a Gen meeting that I would do, but my idea was to keep it still that color, just even if it's something as small as the border. And I said them, this is just what needs to be in the background, and then they insert their part. I just feel like it would just be easier on the eyes.
Thank you. Any questions from the crowd? If not, we're going to end the Q&A. Oh, Isaiah.
Imagine a major event is coming up in 2 weeks, but student engagement is low despite your initial publicity efforts. What specific steps would you take to reassess and re-energize your promotional strategy to ensure you're strong with your
There's a lot of things that I can't control. For example, or other outside reasons of why people may not be coming to the event, but I do have control over the advertising part. And honestly, my first thought would be to reflect if it was at the quality that I would want it to be. And if it was, and I really did try my best with it, I'd probably talk to secretary and see what their thoughts on it. And then just some small ideas would be maybe choosing a different version of advertising. So say it's an event that doesn't have any previous background or no one really knows about it, and we have no footage from it. We still have the people, so we can still have some kind of interview where whoever's viewing the Instagram can see firsthand how much we love this event, and that's just another example of another version of advertising. Or if anything, it could just be as small as having a hyped up video with the story using past footage.
Last question.
So as PR chair, you know that you're in charge of prepping for Week of Welcome and the trifold and everything. So give a rundown about what else you need to prepare and how you're going to do this.
As far as for Week of Welcome, I kind of when it comes to preparing, I want to have it done before school starts. Just because once school starts, there's so much more that has to be put out, and then also I'm still trying to do Meet the Cab. I just want to have everything done beforehand, or at least given a week before, so then I don't have to worry about it. And if something needs to be changed, it's just me fine tuning it. And as far as the trifold, I'd honestly just I'd reach out to a historian or even who past historian was, just because obviously they were active the year before. We don't have too much footage from this year. I'd reach out to them for photos, and I'd kind of make my own spread and ideas. And then say I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. I remember going to PCN. They had their own trifolds, and I really loved it, and I loved how it looked. I even took my own picture of it. So I'd probably just look for more inspiration from others. And if I really don't know what else to put on there, I'd also reach out to my predecessor, Jazzy, for example, to see what specific information I'm missing, or even if she even likes how it looks.
All right, perfect.